What's going on, guys? It's your boy the Markham Knight here. Today's video is going to be all about the figure review for the Collect and Connect Lex Luthor, and this is with the Superman Warsuit. Now, for those of you who don't know the story behind this suit, basically Lex Luthor was a part of the Justice League after the events of Forever Evil, and he wanted to deliver a new class of Superman, a better Superman that the humans on the planet can look up to. So he wanted to be the new Superman, and then once Superman, the new 52, version died, he took Superman's cape for himself and he started wearing his cape and he was trying to be a good Lex Luthor. So let's get a little bit into the details here and then we can go from there. So this guy looks really good. He looks very comic accurate to what they were going for. His cape is removable, and it is pretty good that it is removable because he did have a phase where he was not wearing the cape prior to Superman's death. And like I said, the details look very good on this and look very accurate. You can even see the inside of the suit looks different, and there has like a little bit of texturizing and everything of the suit that's underneath, which looks really good. The actual cape itself is a rubbery cape. It does not have the S symbol on it, which I do feel like does detract from the actual accurateness of the comics, but it still looks good enough and it looks good on him. So let's get a little bit into the articulation of it. His head is on a complete ball joint, and he does have tilting and stuff, and his head can pop right off because there is another head that also comes with it, and it's also a Collect and Connect figure. So it does go into many different directions. You can just pop him right back on and he'll set in place. His actual arms are limited in terms of how far they can go because he does have these things right here, the shoulder pauldrons, that are kind of hindering the movement, and these are plastic. They are soft plastic, but the more you move it, the more loose it'll get. He does have an upper bicep swivel, and then he has just a single joint at the elbow, and then he has rotation at the wrist just a little bit, just enough that you would need. At the waist, at the torso, he gets about this low, he gets about that high, he has that ab crunch, but nothing more. At the waist, he does have a full 360 rotation, and then his legs actually, let me just take the cape off while we do this. His legs get up about that high sideways, about that far forwards, about that far backwards. So he does have good movement at the legs, and then at the knee, he only has a single joint here, and then at the ankle, he does have a deep movement here. He can get back about that far. Can't get forward about too much because he does have this armor here hindering him. So again, it is the armor that does hinder his movement just a little bit, but he does essentially what you would need him to do. So I'm just going to get him standing straight up, and I'm going to put his cape back on, and then we can do the size comparison. Alright guys, so now that we're going to do our size comparison, first thing we need to do is measure him. So Lex Luthor stands just about 6.5 inches, almost at the 7-inch mark, which does fit in pretty well with some of the newer multiverse stuff. Let's just get him centered right here. Alright, so let's get him standing next to, ideally, his prime opposing figure, which would be Superman. As you can see, Superman stands just about the same height, maybe even a hair taller than Lex Luthor, or a hair shorter than him, but he stands really close to him, which some versions of Lex it does make sense, but some versions it does not. But he is in pretty good scale with him. In terms of Wonder Woman here, we get the new 52 Wonder Woman. She also stands pretty tall. Let's get her standing nice and tall here. There we are. So, the new 52 Wonder Woman also stands pretty close to him in height, which is pretty comic accurate here. Sometimes Lex is shorter than Wonder Woman, but sometimes Wonder Woman is taller than what she's supposed to be, so the scaling there is kind of up in the air. Let me just center Superman, and let's remove Wonder Woman, and let's put in a different Superman. This is Superman of Kingdom Come, and he stands about the same height as well. So like I said, Lex does fit in well with these characters here. He fits almost perfectly to scale. So let's remove Kingdom Come Superman, and let's get another new 52 figure here. And this is new 52 Superboy. So as you can tell, Lex is a bit taller than him, which is pretty accurate to the comic books because he is not significantly taller, but he is taller than most of these people here. And then let's get one more in here. That's a figure that is going to tower over him a little bit. This is the Lex Luthor Deluxe figure. Now, he's not even gonna get completely on camera. Let's back this up a little bit and let's turn him. Make sure he's standing nice and tall. All right, let's back these guys up so that they're all standing in the same spot together. And as you can see, Lex stands pretty well, but that obviously the giant Warsuit is built to be super big. Even the Lex inside of him does have a small little head inside of there. Let me just remove this so that you guys can see. He's actually scaled even smaller, so you can definitely think of this guy fitting into this guy, so you can definitely display them together if you wanted to. All right, let me move these guys out, and let's talk about Lex a little bit here. Now guys, this is the only Lex Luthor figure of this version. Now there have not been anything else that I'm aware of, and this one is probably the most comic accurate toy that I've seen, so there's not really much to choose from, but the one that they did make is pretty comic accurate, which is pretty good. I personally would have preferred if the metal on this was perhaps a little bit shinier, maybe with a glossier finish or something like that, but he does look really, really good. In terms of how he would scale with everything that you would need, he scales pretty perfectly for any of the other multiverse figures and the new 52 figures that you'd be pitting him with. And in terms of his actual details and everything on his face and such, I feel like they captured and sculpted his face pretty well here. He looks pretty good in terms of what you wanted to capture with your Lex Luthor. He does have that smugness and that arrogance about him, so he looks really, really solid. And in terms of the actual figure itself, I really like this figure.
This is the Marvel Knight, and I need you to like, comment, and subscribe.